creativity. I talk about it so much lately, not just because that's the place I'm at right now, but I think it's super important to our growth and where we are as humanity at the moment. I had this thought this morning of, is creativity the new love? And so we're going to dive into that today on the Disruptor podcast. I often wake up in the mornings with new ideas or new thoughts or just ideas that we can explore. And this morning was no different. It was, is creativity the new love? So I'm going to try and explain that a little bit, because even recently there was a thought of our spirituality as a tool to get us to creativity, but only because it was easier to see love as the ultimate emotion, the ultimate resting place for how we want to feel, how we want to be felt by others, what we want to share, how we want other people to share, what we want for this whole physical reality is that essence of love. But what if that was just a tool to get us to the creativity space? When you look at spirituality and healing, and I'm using these words very lightly just to really give a description of the essence of what I'm talking about, is the whole idea that love saves everything. Love fixes everything. Love is the ultimate emotion. It's the one thing that we search for in our lives. It's the one thing that will make us complete and whole. We want love from our parents. We want love from our friends. We want love from society. We want to be able to give love, and we want love from a partner. We want someone to understand us. We want someone to support us, someone to grow with us, someone to spend our time with. And it's all these love emotions and these ideas of love that we have held on to growing up. Even for me, being raised 12 years in Catholic schooling and going down that whole religious path was the ultimate love of God. It was the essence of the teachings, and why our parents sent us to private schools was mostly for that idea that we will be taught a way to love each other, to treat others with kindness and respect, to love ourselves, to love everything around us. And I know that that's probably the case for a lot of kids who have been sent to private and religious schools, is the essence of that community part that the school teaches you. It's not always about the academics or what their track record is. It's more of that essence of what religion can teach kids in a way that may not be taught in the government or the state school path, because I'm not sure how they're teaching now in state schools, but I know the religious concept for some of my kids who were at state schools earlier on, it was an optional choice, or you could choose if you did not want any religious teachings or any sort of Christian values taught to your kids. You could choose to opt out of that. So for those schools, you were still getting the educational pieces. You were still learning the basics and the fundamentals of what you needed to learn, but you weren't encompassing the whole idea of that learning experience under the banner of a religious connotation or the essence of a religion or the love of a God or the love of people. And yes, they're still teaching the values and the ethics of being kind to people and being nice to people and respecting yourself, respecting others, etc. but they weren't teaching it in a way where they had a Bible and they're following rules and they're listening to the stories that someone has written or has been written about this perceived God or this existence outside of ourselves. So there's an element of difference to it. And I know for me, even sending my kids to school, it's more about that essence of treating others in such a way that it is with love. And when you hold on to that concept or that emotion of love, you are going to treat people a lot better. You are going to treat yourself a lot better. And that's the whole idea behind it all. And what I see that religion's main purpose is to teach that essence of loving each other and of being able to hold that highest frequency of emotion, which is love. And if you ever look at an emotional chart, you will see that, love is up there. Love is the feeling that we're always trying to seek in no matter what it is, whether it is in relationships, whether it is in the things that we enjoy doing. If we're always seeking that emotion, we are always looking for love in everything that we do, whether it's cooking dinner or spending time with your kids or having a partner or going outside and being somewhere and experiencing a new experience. It's always because of that love feeling, because you love doing it, or you get that feeling of, oh my goodness, I love this so much. And I know we can use that word love so much, and it can sometimes feel like there's a deterrent or a detachment from it, because I can use that word and say, oh my God, I love this pencil. But I can also say, oh my God, I love my parents. And even though we're using the same word, that feeling of love is totally different between a family member and an inanimate object. So sometimes the essence of that word or the meaning of that word can be tainted or lessened in a way that it no longer holds that frequency of being the highest emotion if I can attach it to something as simple as a pen or food. How many times have we spoken about food and said how much we love it? But it's the essence of that word love is where our creativity comes from. So when I'm talking about creativity, I'm talking about creating things from that place of desire. I talk about the luminescent field. To me, the creativity comes from that luminescence of who we are, which is those unshadowed fractals of color that exist in an energetic realm, and they are just swirling around as these creative ideas and dreams and things that we want to create in this world and become a existence in our physical reality. So our creativity is literally like little sparks of joy, even not just in creating the world around us or the people around us or the things we want to manifest in our life. It can be, oh my God, I really love the taste of this. What if I cook this for dinner? That is still an element of creativity, because you are thinking about the way certain foods make you feel. So they could be foods that you are already saying, oh my God, I love this. Oh my goodness, I love that. So you are already attaching that love feeling to the things that you enjoy eating, but you are using that love feeling as those creative sparks to go and create something in your physical reality. So it is the love of things, the love of the feeling we get from things that we say that we love, that sparks the creativity. Because if you didn't love something, you wouldn't want to use it more or create something with it or bring more of it into your life. Like for me right now, I am in the process of creating so many different things in so many different areas. And when I look at those things, it's, okay, why are you doing that? And it's not just, oh, this intuitive hit, this, let's go create this. It's, oh my God, I love writing this. Or, oh my goodness, I love creating graphics. Or, oh, this would feel so good. I would love to be able to show people how to do this. Or, oh, someone would love this thing that I'm creating. Or someone would love me to help them do this. Or someone would love to read this thing that I'm writing. So it's still all coming from love. The things that I am creating are not things that I'm thinking about going, well, I really hate doing this, so I'm going to create something about this because, ooh, bum. No, thank you. We're not going to create things we don't love. And I know, yes, we do things, we do things that we don't love. But what's on the other side of that? Like if you think about, oh, I've got to clean the toilet. It's not, oh my God, I love cleaning the toilet. We know that on the other side of that, we're going to love having a clean toilet. And such a lovely analogy I used there, but I was trying to think of something that no one really likes. Because that's still that element of love on the other side. And guess what? We are creating a clean toilet. So we're still creating through love. In the beginning of the healing spiritual journey for me, it was very clear that the essence of it all was that feeling of love. Whether it was when I first learned how to do heart breathing, it was that essence of love. When I understood what they were talking about when they were speaking of New Earth or Ascension or 3D to 5D, it was about this love of the world around us, the love of everyone and everything in this existence, and we were part of this oneness and our connection to our love source, which was whatever our love source was, whether it was actually a God or a source or an energetic force field around us, whatever it was that we were believing, it was still wrapped in the essence that it was pure love. And that is the feeling that any spiritual journey or healing journey you were going down was the ultimate expression, was that purity and love. Because if you didn't have that drive or desire to feel that, then what was the point? If you were just aiming towards feeling, yeah, okay, there's no desire to it. There's no, oh my goodness, this is going to be so amazing to just feel kind of meh. Yeah. Whereas most of us at some point in our life have experienced such a level of love of something or someone, or experienced it in such a deep and profound and emotional way that we know the power that it holds. So we can use that feeling to help us continue along whatever our spiritual or healing journey was. Because we knew we were trying to reach that love feeling as an always feeling, instead of just these little tiny blips through our life of where we had experienced that to some extent. So, whether it was when you looked at your first child was born, or whether it was your first relationship, or whether you achieved something and you loved every moment of what you're doing, or you had an experience of something that was deeply covered by love, you've had those little glimpses. So continuing on that spiritual or healing journey was that driving force of you trying to have that more and more and more in your life. And I know that was a driving force for me. That was something that was, oh my goodness, this feels so good. That first time I worked out and I connected to whatever word you want to insert here, when I first understood how heart breathing worked, and that connectedness to something other than my physical reality outside of me, it was like, oh my goodness, if this is what it feels like, I want more of this. And you can have those experiences through so many other different ways, whether it's your meditation or doing different movements. There's so many ways that we can have that feeling. But once you get that taste for it, and for me, it was seeing that as I was healing my layers, as I was removing those parts of me that were holding me back from feeling that way more often, it was like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to keep striving for this. So as I continued on trying to get that feeling as my always feeling instead of my occasional feeling, I was searching for that full love feeling in whatever way it looked like. It wasn't just, oh, I just need, my relationship to be 100% perfect, or I just need to find that one thing that I love doing that makes me happy, or that one way of being or working at or doing or whatever it was. It wasn't just searching for one thing. It was having that feeling, that love feeling all the time, no matter what you were doing. And that's the difference between where I was before and what I could see along my spiritual journey, was how we could still have that feeling, even when the outside reality of what we were experiencing was not deemed as something that people would strive for or something that was covered in that love emotion. It was more of that understanding that internally we can create that love feeling in everything that we do when we get to that state of understanding and knowing that all those shadows and those feelings and those stories and everything that have been layered on top of us are just here to sort of keep us away from feeling like that. But because I'm someone who sort of moved through that journey and ended up in the place where I am now, it's no longer searching for love. It's more of searching. No, it's not searching. It's no longer searching for love. It's, what can I create? What can I do now? So searching for that creativity is relative to how I see our existence on such this huge scale that I don't think words even cover the depth and size of how I perceive our existence to be. But it's because of the way that I do see it is the things that we actually know through science and through all the experts. It's such a small portion of our known existence that there means there is such a huge opportunity for creating new things. So everything we already know, everything we already do, yep, that's great, that's here. Someone's created it, someone's taught it, someone's experienced it. But what if we could create new stuff? And that's where I sit, is in that creative space of creating new things. So every day I am always feeling into what's something new I can create, what's something different I can do, what is a creative outlet of something that will bring me joy. It's still fueled by the love of the things that I'm doing, but because I'm at that stage where I can find love in no matter what I'm doing, there is no longer just an attachment to, oh, this is what I love. This is what love is. This is what I'm striving for. So I see that whole journey of moving through spirituality and using love, the emotion of love, as the tool to drive me through that journey to end up in a place now of where I can love everything around me, regardless of what the situation is, what the experience is, what the physical reality is of it. I can still love it all. So if I don't have that driving force of love anymore, what can I do? I can create. But the creation still comes from that love piece, because yes, I can still see love in everything. Yes, I can still experience love no matter what's happening around me, but I will still have a preference or a desire towards certain things over other things. And I'll go back to my pens. Like, I love my colored pens, but if you gave me a pink one and an orange one, and I had to pick which one I like better, I'm going to pick the pink one because I like that one better than the orange one. So even though I still love my colored pens, I still choose one over the other. So the spirituality has led me to a place where I do now have the love of everything. I do see the love all around me. I do love experiencing so many things in so many ways. But now I'm just in that space of what can I create? What can I create now? And it's in that creation process which is driving me towards learning new things, new experiences, which are literally like new things I can love, but it's still allowing me to become or create new creations. And that's why I had that thought of how creation is now the new love, because I know, because we create the reality around us. And I've said this a million times, and so many people do. So what happens around us is everyone has sort of moved more into this understanding and this concept of creativity, because that is my awareness. That is the reality that I'm choosing to live in right now. So we are all becoming these creators based on our love of this existence and of the people around us and of the things that we want in this physical reality. So we don't need that driving force just of love to get us to get to these next spaces. We can use the element of the things we want to create and we want to experience as the driving force towards everything that we want out here in this 3D world. So even though creativity isn't an emotion, it's the driving force between the essence of who we are, because our creativity is the uniqueness of who we are. It is the part of us that is different to everyone else. And even though it is all driven by our love of things, it's our own creativity that is going to be able to manifest in the reality around us based on whatever our unique makeup is. What are the things that we do love doing? What are the things that we want to feel? What are the things we want to experience? So it's that creativity that is now going to become this uniqueness where we step into that 95% of the unknown around us and continue to create new things, to learn new things. We're no longer following the love rainbow and trying to journey together towards this one place. We are now in this place of just pure creation. And that's why I think creation is the new love. That is, and I know for me, that is the driving force for me of where I'm at, and what I'm doing now is full creation. I am no longer searching for, I just want to be loved. I just want to be accepted by others. I just want all these other different emotions. Now it's, what can I create? What's something that no one's done? What is something that I've never learned? What is a new place I can connect to? What is a new idea, a new thought, a new anything? There's just this world of untapped and pure, beautiful possibility that is wrapped in the uniqueness of your creative juices, which is that luminescence of who you are, because you've already been along this journey. You've already done all this healing. So all these refined color fractals of your light being are now rising, not in a hierarchical way, but they're rising to the top because they want to exist in your physical reality. And they are coming and being seen in your mind as those desires, as those sparks of, I want to try that. I'd like to do that. How does that make me feel? And you will get that feeling. You will know it is that those luminescent light codes, those fractals of who you are, which is now the driving force of who and what will exist around you. Because it's in that creation space which is just fueled by love. So if you're already searching and guiding through your existence under that drive for ultimate love, Now we just create. We're just in that creation space. And it's such an amazing place to be. And I really can't wait to see all the things that are going to be created out there. This world is changing, and it's really up to where we're at and what our beliefs are right now to create the reality around us. So get creating. And if you guys want any help with any type of creations, please check out my website. Yes, I've created a new website. I've gone back to a website. There's heaps of different things on there. Check it out. I'm all for the creators. I am here to help you create. And even if there's nothing on there that appeals to you, reach out, because I love creating things. Okay, guys, I will speak to you next week.